seems to me that, you know, we talk about science, right? You're talking about modern science, the way that we understand things right now. I'm not going to get too deep into science because I believe that you can lose the true meaning of life in math and numbers. You know what I'm trying to say? Um, you're focused too much on the past. You know what I mean? And it's easy to get focused on the past. I mean, that can cause a lot of bitterness, a lot of frustration, especially if you've gone through a lot of things in life and it's difficult to rationalize or reason why things happen, you know what I mean? And so, I can understand why you don't believe in miracles, you know what I mean? Especially if you don't see how your life is a miracle in itself, even though you've gone through things and you've made it to this point in your life. Now, the Bible is scientific in ways. It gives us cubits and dimensions for the ark, and we use that to modernize construction. We took it deeper than that. You know what I mean? There's also
What?
other things in there as well.
But it sounded like you said that the fact that there are dimensions written for Noah's Ark was somehow something that helped us understand construction or something like that.
Okay, so is that the first time that you've heard that?
Yes?
It is. It is, right? Okay, so I mean, listen, dude. There are aspects of, there are different. Okay, let me just put it to you like this, dude. Okay, a lot of the modern like cathedrals and Gothic, the way people got obsessed with temples and everything like that, it dates back to biblical times. Okay, and like King Solomon's temple and the dimensions and how they had all these people with, that they only basically only very wealthy families like monarchs and stuff like that could afford to have these palaces and stuff like that built, and they got it from King Solomon's temples. And before that, the certain dimensions and stuff like that. People became architects, great
What does that mean?
architects of the past. Well, it expanded into geometry, and geometry expanded into deeper forms of mathematics, and that expanded into deeper forms of science and equation. And
You're not
I'm not really going to go super deep
you're
into
not
it, but
saying
I'm just
anything.
letting. Well, I'm not saying anything that you can understand because you're too
No,
full
you're
of
not saying
yourself.
anything.
Maybe if you
You're saying
stop for a minute
Solomon's
and listen
temple,
and absorb the information.
but you're not saying anything.
You know what I mean?
You
Just
say
listen, dude.
Solomon's
God loves you,
temple
man.
is
God
described in the
loves you, and
Bible,
He reveals everything
therefore
in time, and
Gothic
miracles do happen.
cathedrals. That doesn't make any sense.
Mm, No, 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 no. That's not what I said. I said after certain things took place in the Bible, like basically we had evolved as time has gone on, like more
You
modernized
never said
humanity because
anything
of the
like this.
relationship that
You're
man
now
has had
saying
with
something
God.
completely different.
Well, I mean, I didn't have a chance to explain the whole thing. I tried to summarize it the best I could. I mean, you kind of talk a lot in between everything that I say, so I mean.
No, I don't.
Mhm. Right. I mean, you can smile all day long, dude. It doesn't take away the fact that, you need to humble yourself and have some humility so you can still learn. There's things out there that you don't know everything, dude. And,
Neither do
the
you.
reality situation is the Bible says not to lean on your own understanding and that God's ways are higher than our ways. So there's a lot of things that are only revealed by the Spirit in certain time, and
Like
you don't
what?
have to get it bit by bit, You can get
Like
it
what?
all at once if you turn to the Lord Jesus Christ, man.
Give me an example
An example of what?
of something that is revealed or whatever.
I mean, I just gave you one. I mean,
No,
you got the
you
third
haven't given me
temple that's
one.
opening in Jerusalem. I gave you multiple
No, no,
already,
you
dude.
haven't.
But I mean, I don't know everything. But
Nobody does.
right,
Okay, could you give me an example of something that will be revealed if I do not
is
lean
that
on my
how
own
you get through
understanding?
life? You blank out and stare off into the distance? Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Just look at
Okay,
the
give
situation
me
that's
an
going on right now
example.
in Ukraine and how the whole war with Gog and Magog is being set up. The prophecies
What?
in the Bible that talk about end
Oh
times
boy.
and revelations.
People said the exact same thing during the bubonic plague. They said the exact same thing during the 30 Years' War. They said the exact same thing during World War One. They said the exact same thing during Spanish flu outbreaks. They said the exact same thing during the Great Depression. They said the exact same thing during massive volcanic eruptions. They said the exact same thing during terrible earthquakes that happened. This is
One
by
day is a
this is not
thousand
even
years to
remotely
God,
the
bro. God is
worst thing that's
patient.
ever.
God, God, God is patient. One day is a thousand years to God, dude. So one
What does that
day
have
in
to
our
do with
lives is
anything?
like a thousand years.
What
It
does that
has
have
to
to
do
do
with
with
the
anything
perception
that
of
you said?
time. It has to do with the perception of time.
What
When
does
you're
a
too focused
perception of
on
time have to
yourself,
do with
you're
anything that you said
it has to
earlier?
do with a lot. Why do you think every movie has multiverse this and different dimensions that and hydrogen circle colliders smashing particles together, trying to get into different parallel universes? I mean, dude, you're not looking at the other
What does
variables. You're
this have
just
to do with
focused
the
on
war in
yourself.
Ukraine?
You're a narcissist, dude. It has a lot to do
I'm
with
not.
Ukraine.
You
It
think
has a
the
lot
entire
to do.
universe was created for you. I'm not the narcissist. You are.
No, I think you're you're definitely not. You're actually so like
Why?
into
Why did
yourself
God
that
create the
you don't
universe?
even look outside of yourself. God created it for you to
Here we go with a
experience.
completely different set of ideas. This is like stream of
Right.
consciousness writing, but it's being said. Why did God create the
I
universe?
know, but I'm the one with the consciousness and you're the one just being willfully ignorant. I agree.
Why did God create the universe?
He created it so you can experience the nature and the beauty. So you can actually
Right.
be involved, dude.
So in other words, God created the universe specifically for you. I don't believe what you believe in, so it's not for me. It's for you. You actually do think the entire universe
Not
revolves
specifically
around
for
you,
me.
and you called
Not
me
specifically
arrogant.
for
That's
me.
really dumb. Well, it's really hypocritical. I guess I wouldn't say
Well, you're putting
dumb.
words in my mouth. You're putting words in my mouth, but it's all
I'm
good, you
just
know? It ain't no
explaining the
thing. I can take
ideas
it.
that sporadically rattle around in there. That's all I'm doing.
Right. I think I have ideas. I think that's the difference. Don't you think?
Yeah, I have ideas too. That's how I've been able to ask critical questions. All you have are ideas, but none of those ideas have ever, gone to their conclusion. Because you've brought up maybe 30 different things since we started
So
talking.
what's the conclusion? What's the conclusion to this? Because I don't have a conclusion. Because God
Well,
already
clearly
has
not.
the end of the matter. God has already stated the end of the matter, so I don't have to come to any conclusion
What
about
did that
you
statement
or about
mean?
this live
You
or
just
about
made a
the people.
claim.
Well, I
Explain
mean,
what
of
your
course.
claim means.
Right. So you have this disdain and contempt in your voice because you're upset. I don't know
Yeah,
why,
I'm
but
literally not upset.
at the
This is
end of the
actually
day,
I am deriving great joy out of this. So, anyways, that was a cute deflection and
I bet you
nice
are. You
attempt to
learned
switch.
something new and you're
But you
still
made a
alive.
very specific
You know what I mean?
claim. I already forgot what it was because you say so many things. It was something like God knows about the end or something like that. What did you mean by that?
Well, you said I don't have a conclusion, right?
Okay, you don't even remember what you said.
Oh, I remember exactly what I said. You
Then
said
what
I
did you
don't have a
say?
conclusion, right?
No, 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 no,
I
no. We're
said,
talking about what
that's
you
right.
said.
I don't
We're
have a
talking about what
conclusion
you
because
said.
God
Don't
has the
talk about
last
what
say of
I
the
said.
matter.
What did you say?
Is this how you used to argue with your mom, dude?
See, you have
Are you
see
married? Are you married?
every time I ask you questions,
Are
you
you
just
married?
like
Are
jump
you single?
topics because you don't have any of these ideas worked out. And I don't think you even
Do you have
remember
any
the things that
children?
you
Do you
say.
have children?
See,
Do
now
you
you're
have
just trying to
children?
do ad hominem attacks and deflecting again.
No, 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 I'm not. I'm asking you because life is more than just arguing. Life is about real relationships and trying to have, like meaningful conversations. What was it? Peter? Was it Peterson?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's why I asked you your name. I told you a little bit about myself. See, I don't just get on here and make irrational statements and argue with people. I share a little bit of my life with people and I try to give people direction.
What is happening?
I
Let's
try to give people
agree.
direction.
Let's agree to talk about one thing. What one thing would you like to talk about?
Well, let's talk about you. Let's talk about you. Where are you from, man?
I don't
Why
want
don't you
to
believe in
I
God?
don't want to make chit chat.
Why don't you believe in God?
I can't find any good reason to.
Right. So you don't think you're a good reason?
No.
Wow. Okay then. So you don't think
Which one of
anything
my
of yourself.
parents is God?
You don't think anything of yourself, basically. You think you're worthless. And that's
Which
a sad way to live, dude.
well, that's weird because earlier you said I'm incredibly arrogant, but now you're saying this. So which one of my parents is God?
Well, you can still be arrogant and still think your life doesn't have meaning. I mean, that's not that's really not far fetched. You know what I mean? It's not difficult to, you know what I
I
mean, make
suppose
that.
it's probably possible. So, which one of my parents is God?
Why would you even mention? So why would your parents be God?
Because you said the fact that I exist should be evidence of God. So, which one of my parents is God?
No, I didn't say it should be evidence of God. I said
Yes, you
it should
did.
be a reason to believe in more than. All right, well, hey, listen, man, I'm not here to
Reason
argue
to
with you,
believe
dude.
and
I just
evidence. This
I'm not.
tomato
Pete,
potato.
listen, Peterson, I wasn't trying to argue with you, dude. I just was trying to help you understand what I believe, why I believe it, give you something that you probably never heard
That's
before.
what I'm
You know what I
trying
mean?
to
It
do,
sparked
which
your
is why
faith a
I'm
little bit.
asking you follow-up questions and you never answer any of them.
You're not. You're angry, and it's disheartening
Who's
because I'm
angry?
not upset with you.
You
You're
can sit
just
there and
upset,
smile
dude.
all you want and you're angry. I am the narcissist who thinks that his existence actually isn't all that meaningful. I'm the angry person who smiles all day long. This is like do you know that you're gaslighting
What
or
what does that mean? What does that mean, dude? If just because you put, look, you know,
I'm
they put
repeating
it on
your
TV
own
for everyone to
words. What
see.
do you mean what does that mean?
I never lied to you. I told you the truth, dude. I told you the truth.
Never called you a liar.
I know. I respect you
Then
for
why
that.
then why did you say that?
Well, I mean, it's important for, I mean, if you don't want to accept it, it's important for the people in this live to hear the truth and accept the truth on their own accord.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Somebody
here
has
for.
to, you know what I mean?
That's
Somebody
where
has to
that's
be
what I'm
light.
doing. I do think
Somebody
that's
has to be
important,
the
which is
light.
why I
You
do
know what I
this.
mean? And, right, right. So, anyway, that's all I had to say. I just wanted to know, why you don't believe in the Bible. You couldn't give me a reason why. You said I
Yes,
don't
I
have any
did.
good reason to believe in it. I said, okay. I asked you why you think the Bible is not scientific. You didn't really give me any reasons. I told
I
you
gave
why I
you a
believe the Bible
reason.
is
Yeah.
scientific. Um,
Yeah. I gave you reasons.
you didn't really give me a reason, but
Yes, I did.
that pretty much sums up the argument. This is pretty normal here on TikTok. People just get on here and smile for content, and people follow them. So it's pretty sad. I know people are laughing at you right now, but you keep that smile on your
They're
face.
not.
You keep that
They're
smile
not.
on your face and keep looking good.
Do you want to do a
Cause
poll?
trust me,
Do you want to do a poll? Should we do a poll? Simon, can you do a
Peterson, you
poll?
should definitely turn to God. He's
Simon,
nothing
can
but
I
mercy, man. And he
Simon,
turned
can
my
we
life
do a
around
poll?
totally. I mean, 8 years ago, do a poll, dude. This is Caesar's house, right? So of course everyone's gonna stick their thumb up for you, but at the end of the day, I'm not here to be liked by anybody. I don't really care what
Dude,
people think.
you
All
are
right, I
an
just love God,
impenetrable
and I want you to
fortress
know
of
that Jesus is God and He
contradictions.
loves you.
Everybody's laughing at you. Well, of course, if you do a poll, they'll agree with you
There's no
because
contra.
everybody's on your side. But I thought they were all laughing at me.
Well, they are. This is your show, isn't it? You're pressing the laughing button on the other end of the screen there. This is your TV show, isn't it? Okay, so the scientific point is this. Human beings have used bioengineering and DNA manipulation,
No, they
okay,
haven't.
which the Bible talks about the fallen angel, the DNA, okay, the manipulation, which is what caused the first flood, all right, and how
Oh,
humanity is
God,
going to
this is so
return to the
dumb.
days of Noah. Well, you just said the Bible is not scientific. I'm trying to explain to you how science correlates with the Bible, and you're not
What
listening.
verse specifically says that DNA was manipulated and that caused the first flood?
Okay, let me pull it up for you real quick.
Okay.
Look up the men of renown. Why don't you research the men of renown
Is that in the Bible?
in the Bible? In the Bible. The men of renown in the Bible.
Where is that in the Bible?
Look it up.
I'd rather not. Dum 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 dum.
Let's talk about the giants. You see a lot of people talk about the giants and the Nephilim. It's spoken
Yeah.
about in Genesis chapter 6 as well as
Yeah.
Numbers 13.
They sure
Talks about
do
the men
that.
of renown. Some of these people are like Zeus, Ares,
So,
the
anyways, the
different
question
Greek
was,
gods that people
when
believe
does
in.
it talk about DNA manipulation?
Gotcha. Here we go. We're going to go to it right now. 1 second. Give me a second.
Because, Genesis chapters 1 through 5 just tell the story of Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel. And then chapter 6 is where it talks about the flood. And it says, "And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw daughters of men, and they were fair, and they took the wives, all
That's
which
the
they
one.
chose."
That's the one.
Okay, so I'm
That's the
gonna
one.
do I'm gonna hit Command F, and I'm gonna type DNA. Nope, no results. How about deoxyribonucleic? Nope, no results. Genes?
Well, those are more modern
Nope.
scientific terms used to explain the same
Yeah.
thing. Have you actually
Yep.
researched what
Okay.
those acronyms mean?
Okay. Tell me when to stop. Tell me when it starts talking about manipulating DNA.
Go
That
ahead.
the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the
Right.
Lord said, "My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years. There were
Right.
giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. And God said, and God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually." We're not
Right.
there yet?
So keep going. That's right.
"And it repented the Lord that he had made man on earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man who I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping things and the fowls of the air. For it repenteth me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah, blah, 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 his children." Are we at the DNA yet?
Okay. Perfect. So now,
Where's the DNA
if you know
manipulation?
anything, if you know anything about transhumanism and human beings merging with machines, all the technology that we receive came from the fallen angels. This is what the whole Transformers thing is all
Dude,
about.
you
Where they
you
reverse
are so
engineer.
goddamn stupid. It's almost unbelievable.